So over the past 2 years, these DNA tests have begun to become pretty common in the United States. You have 23andMe, Ancestry.com, you know what I'm talking about. So last Christmas, my grandmother got me one of these DNA tests for my Christmas present. And the next day, I proceeded to spit in the vial, create my account, ship it off, and wait on the results. About 6 weeks later, I'm sitting at the lunch table at Van Alstyne High School in Van Alstyne, Texas, where I'm from, a small suburb north of Dallas. And I log onto my account and open my results and look at my ethnicity chart and simply where I come from. And to be honest, it's exactly what I thought it would be. 30% German, 30% British Isles, 30% Scandinavian with 5% Spanish and Italian mixed in, and 5% Native American and South Asian mixed in. But as I'm on this home page of Ancestry.com, I click on what essentially was virtual curiosity. It was my DNA's migratory path. I click on it, up popped this map. A map of where my DNA has been and where it has been and where it's gone. And that's when I see my story come to life. You see, the German side of my family settled outside of Ferris, Texas, about 30 miles south of Dallas. And their counterpart, the Irish and British side of my family, settled 2 hours northeast of Dallas outside of Paris in Clarksville, Texas. And as I sat there and examined those results, this almost fifth generation Texan, and this pride began to swell up in me. And I realized that my story was a story of immigrants. Immigrants from all over the world that came to the Lone Star State for one thing: opportunity. But even more than that, as I look back on who I was sitting by when I opened these results senior year of high school, it amazes me at the story life's written since then, and their stories before that. On this side of me at the lunch table was a first-generation Hispanic American. His parents immigrated from Mexico shortly before he was born, and he is now the first generation in his family to attend college right now. On this side of him, one of my good friends, almost full Native American, Choctaw actually. He's now attending college on a full football scholarship at a great school in Arkansas. And back on this side of the lunch table is a Middle Eastern American girl, a classmate of mine. She excelled in school and music. And her first-generation American parents from Pakistan and Iran have created an amazing local small business. And then in the middle of all of that, you have me, a rural, southern, small-town white boy whose parents has worked as hard as possible and have reached pinnacles of success while supporting me on my academic ventures along the way, where I'm attending Texas Christian University on a scholarship. And as I put all of this together, I realized that back in the day, George Strait wrote his song, "All My Exes Live in Texas." It shouldn't have been called that. It should have been called "All the Exes Live in Texas." The ex-Europeans, the ex-Middle Easterns, the ex-Latin Americans, the ex-African Americans, the ex-Native Americans, the immigrants that have shaped the Lone Star State. The Lone Star State, that state that echoes that proverbial creed, you can get anything you're after as long as you're willing to work for it. The state that echoes your race and your immigrant's history will be no barrier to your success. The only thing determining your success is you. In that same Lone Star State that echoes the creed, our children will have every opportunity they want. But along the way, what hardships did each one of our immigrant ancestors face? Racial barriers, economic hardships, geographic hardships, religious hardships. But what things also helped them along the way? Economic opportunities, entrepreneurship opportunities, oil, education, grants, timber. Well, my friends, that's where the Lone Star saga begins. And that's where we're going to begin today as well. So flashback to 1826.